Righty, hello, and welcome back to the Thought Cloud podcast. Our goal with this conversation is to uncover a hidden gem that can inspire others along their collegiate journey. Our guest today is Josh Rowling. Josh and I played baseball together in high school and at Bishop Manogue Catholic High School. And out of high school, he was actually drafted by the Atlanta Braves in the 2019 MLB draft. He decided instead to play at Sierra College. After a year at Sierra, he went on to play baseball at UC Berkeley. And today he is playing for Sacramento State, where he is majoring in business entrepreneurship and minoring in Spanish. Josh, we are super excited to dig into your story, dig into your path. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, definitely, Ollie. No, it's good talking to you. I'm excited to get into this and kind of tell you a little bit of what I've been up to the past few years.
100%. Well, I guess let's kick it off here. So when did you really fall in love with baseball? Did you know you wanted to play beyond high school? And, what was that like for you?
Yeah, so growing up, I played football, basketball, baseball. But something about baseball when I was younger kind of just stood out to me. The Little League I played at, Reno Continental, it was just full of like all my best friends, all my cousins. And I just remember like to this day, we still talk about it all the time. Like getting to the field at 8 o'clock on a Saturday and not leaving till like 9 p.m. And we'd all just watch each other's games, hang out at the field, barbecue, just really the days of our life, like the best times of our life that, really, really made me love baseball and appreciate everything about it for sure.
Totally. And did you know, like from those days that you wanted to go and play at a higher level, or what was that like for you?
I would say it was definitely the start of it. Growing up, I wanted to play football actually because my dad played professional football. So football was kind of what I was leaning towards. But as I got older, kind of baseball just started working out for me more so than other sports. And the attention I started getting like my junior and senior year kind of like showed me that playing professionally was a possibility. So that's kind of when I started focusing on baseball more and like really, really getting into it.
Definitely. And how would you say, with that, like it kind of made more sense to you over time that this is something you wanted to take to a higher level? Like, how did that love evolve? Early on, it's like we're having fun with our friends. We're, loving going to the ballpark and, running up the snack shack. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, how did that evolve over time to what it is now? What is it now?
Right. No, I would say I've always been a super competitive person. So everything I do, I've always wanted to compete, do my best at it, try to become the best person I can become. I would say just as I've gotten older, like that competitive side of me hasn't gone away and it's kind of just grown even more. So like the higher I would go up in levels from like middle school to high school and now in college, I just like that fire in me is just still burning and it's just like something I want to keep pursuing as long as I can for sure.
Definitely. Well, I remember there was something you said to me back in high school. I'm going to butcher how you said it, but it was like something along the lines of you play like you're the best, but you practice like you're not the best or something
Right.
along those
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
Do you
You
still
play like,
have
yeah.
that mentality?
Yeah, for sure. Play like you're the best, practice like you're the worst. No,
Yeah,
that's something I try to carry with me every day. I feel like confidently like I'm the best player every time I step on the field or whatever I'm doing. But off the field when I'm practicing and like my day-to-day life, I always think of where I can become or like what I can do in the future. And there's always someone out there working just as hard as me. So I gotta work like I'm the worst person out there, but have that confidence in my mind that I'm the best for sure.
100%. I love that mentality. I love that. So walk us through your path now from being drafted out of high school to ultimately playing at Sacramento State, like each step along the way, because you had a couple different stepping stones there.
Right. So yeah, I graduated in 2019 and went to Sierra College in Rockland. And that was for a year. I was going to try to go there for a year, then enter the draft again. And it was going well. I was having a good season, but that was the COVID year. So the season got cut short and I ended up going home like 20 games into the year. And it kind of like threw a little wrinkle in, I would say like my plan, but kind of just what I was working towards. So I ended up not signing or not getting drafted that year and transferred to UC Berkeley. And that was like obviously pretty interesting too. We couldn't go on campus during the fall and then we got on campus during the spring and like practice was kind of different. Wasn't a normal year for anyone, especially
Was
with
that 2020 that
that was
fall?
fall 2020.
Got you.
Yeah. So fall 2020. I was home just working out. Probably saw you at South Rec a few times. Um, and then moved down to the Bay Area in January and kind of just started getting going with practice and stuff like that. And it was just super tough with like returning players and everything because everyone basically lost a year of eligibility with the NCAA. So roster sizes were huge. Players were coming back that they didn't expect to come back. So I ultimately like made the decision just to transfer to a new school at the end of the year and ended up at Sac State. But actually, I was supposed to go to UC Davis from
That's what I
UC
thought.
Berkeley.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
going to go to UC Davis.
yeah. So I was supposed to go to UC Davis, and then that program got suspended like 2 weeks before school started in the fall of 2021. So like around this time last year.
Suspended for
And
what?
for hazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
The
yeah. So,
baseball program?
yeah, the baseball program. So I got an email one day that said the baseball program is suspended indefinitely and that I should probably find another school to go to.
How do you,
Like two
I
weeks
mean,
before school
what
was
did they,
brutal.
how do you get suspended for hazing? What were they doing?
I still don't know. I still to this day haven't had contact with any of the coaches or players since I got that
Wow.
email. So
Goodness
yeah, so
gracious.
that
So
was
that one was
brutal.
a picture.
Yeah. So luckily I knew some people that knew the coaches at Sac State and they gave me an opportunity to come here and play. So yeah, it's definitely been an interesting journey, but it's all part of it for sure.
Totally, totally, totally. And you've been at Sac State. This is going to be your second year there now?
Yeah, second year. Yep.
Second year and final year, right?
Final year. Yeah. I think I have another year of baseball eligibility left, but
Got you.
hopefully either I play professional or move on and do something else for sure.
100%. 100%. Well, let's talk about that. Being a varsity baseball player, what is it like at the collegiate level? Like, all the sacrifices. What's your schedule like? How do you have to prepare for academics and athletics? Like, what is that like for you day to day?
Right. For me, it's people like always say the word sacrifice and like, oh, what are you giving up for this? For me, it's like ever since I was 5 or 6 years old, like doing this was always my dream. So like I'm living out my dream right now. I
Yeah,
love, yeah, I mean, it's a grind for sure, but like thinking about it, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing. Like we obviously wake up pretty early. Like this morning we had weights from 9 to 10:30, like weights and conditioning. And then I'll meet with you and then I'll go to study hall for 2 hours and then we'll have a team dinner, then practice tonight. And that's like a pretty normal day. I don't have classes on Tuesday or Thursday, thank God. So those are my more relaxed days. But yeah, it's usually wake up around like 7 in the morning, eat breakfast, go to weights and go to class, and then try to get lunch somewhere, go to class again, and then usually practice and then study hall right after that. So it's definitely a full day, but there's like I said, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing right now. So
no,
it's definitely
100%.
fun.
Yeah. And honestly, I almost feel like, sacrifices needs to be taken out of there because it's not,
Right.
you said it, it's like you love doing that. You know, 100%. What is it like staying on top of that all? Like, how do you manage yourself personally in terms of making sure everything is, taken care of? I mean, how do you keep?
Right. No, I'd say one thing that everyone I've come across since I've gotten to college, big thing they preach is time management. That's like been the biggest thing for me is just making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing at the time I'm supposed to be doing it. So, I mean, I'm at the point now I kind of know like what my day is supposed to look like, and if I'm missing something, I can kind of tell something's off. Like I'm able to jump on it or fix it or whatever. But yeah, I'm at the point now. Like I got my Google Calendar filled out, so I know what assignments I have due, when classes are, like when I have a test, an exam, or a paper due or something like that. So time management has been huge for me, and that's something everyone really has in their day-to-day life, whether like they know it or not. It's just like having a schedule and being able to follow that schedule. It's huge.
100%. 100%. What would you say some of the biggest personal lessons you have gained from being a student athlete in, pursuing your dreams here?
Right. I would say the biggest lesson for me has been just knowing like, I mean, everyone has a goal in life, like whether that be playing professional sport, going to law school, becoming a doctor, like having their own startup, being an entrepreneur, anything. And like you have that goal in mind, and at times you can only see that goal, and like you don't really know what that path is going to look like getting to that goal. But playing baseball and like going to school, obviously, it's just taught me that like that goal doesn't change, but you just got to be okay accepting that that path that you might want to take, or the path that you thought you had in your head, is more than likely not going to be the path that's actually going to happen. So I would say just like dealing with adversity and just like being okay with the outcome, and just controlling what you can control has been huge for me. Just like,
100%.
yeah, really just being thankful for all the lessons I've learned, and looking at the losses as opportunities rather than failures. So those are the two or three biggest things for me, is just being grateful for everything I have, and just looking at losses or stuff that hasn't gone my way as just an opportunity to get better and grow from that, for sure.
Totally, totally. I love that attitude of gratitude. I think that's just so important, especially in those tough times where you're like, shoot, like that did
Big
not
time.
go as I expected. Yeah, no, 100%. So it's your last year here. What's your goal this year? What are your goals this year in your final year of Sac State? I guess you have two more years of eligibility.
Right. Technically, so I'd say academically, I just want to stay on honor roll. Like I've been on honor roll every semester since freshman year of high school. So, I mean, just continuing to do what I can in the classroom is huge for me. It's something my parents have always stressed to me: just get good grades and just be a good person all around. I would say, yeah, academically, just keep doing what I've been doing. Baseball wise, I have dreams of playing professional baseball. Like that's obviously something, like I said earlier, has been in my mind since I was a little kid. So just keep working towards that every day, and taking it day by day, controlling what I can control. But yeah, other than
100%.
that, just enjoying my time. You know, I'm only gonna live in 2022 one time, so just get the most out of every day. Really is what I strive for sure.
I love that. I love that. I think a lot of people could learn from that. I know I definitely that hit me when you said that. Jesus, we only live in 2022
Yeah,
one time.
right. I know.
Oh
We're in
my goodness.
September.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I love that. Well, we're rooting you on every step of the way. Excited to see what this next year brings, what these next couple of years bring. And yeah, obviously you're a stand-up guy that can make it happen. So we're gonna close this out now with a rapid fire round. So anything I'll ask and you can just shoot back with what comes to mind.
Perfect.
First question, who is your most influential role model?
I would have to say my dad for sure, Henry Rolling.
I honestly thought I bet you're gonna say your dad. Your dad is an
Yeah.
unbelievable person.
Oh yeah, he's one of a kind for sure. Love my dad.
That's awesome. All right, next question. What is your favorite baseball field that you have ever played on?
Favorite baseball field? I'd probably say Aces Stadium.
Really?
No, yeah. I mean, just playing there in high school is pretty cool with all my friends and stuff like that. So I'd say
Yeah,
Aces.
that is a sweet setup.
Yeah.
All right. What are you most looking forward to in your last year at Sac State?
I would say just continuing to grow as a person, as a player, you know, on and off the field, just kind of just doing everything I can to get better in life.
Totally. Most stressful part of being a student athlete day in and day out.
I would say getting enough sleep for sure. That's like one thing I struggle with, is making time for sleep. So that's pretty stressful. Just making sure I take care of my body the way I need to take care of it big time.
Really? Okay, next question. Who is one of your most favorite teammates that you played with?
I
And
mean,
you don't have to say me.
Ollie Shawa, right? No,
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, I would say you're definitely one of them. That's not even
Oh
because
my gosh.
I'm on this.
Stop it. Stop
No,
it.
being honest, you, Michael Davis, Angelo Rubelio, Rylan Charles, Dalton Sclary, just to name a few. But
I love
yeah,
it. Well, I'm flattered. I'm flattered. I know that they'll hear this and they'll think, oh, that's sweet. Awesome. Well, next question. What is the most meaningful way for student athletes to help each other?
what's the most meaningful way? I would say being a student athlete, like you have a lot in common with all other athletes, like regardless of what sport it is, whether that be like academically taking the same classes, or just like knowing that you guys are on the same schedule. I would just say letting people know that you're going through the same stuff that they're going through, and like it's all part of the journey. And really, like I said, remembering that where we are right now in our life is where like we prayed and hoped to be when we were 10 years old. So just like checking in with each other, knowing we got each other's back is huge for sure.
Definitely. Next question is a big one. What is your biggest hope to accomplish during your time on Earth?
That's a good question. I like that for sure. No, I would say every day, like there's one quote I tell myself. It's from Shawshank Redemption. It's get busy living or get busy dying. That kind of sticks with me, like with everything, whether I'm having a good day or a bad day. I kind of tell the people around me that, I mean, you're only going to live this life once. So some days, you know, you might not feel like doing something, but you're only going to have that day, that opportunity to live that day once. So really just getting the most out of every day I can, and trying to be as positive as an influence as possible with everyone I come across paths with for sure.
Totally. I think that's awesome. All right. Well, for all the young student athletes out there that are maybe wanting to get their foot in the door, you know, head down the right direction, what advice would you give them?
Number one, do good in school, because having good grades kind of just helps with everything in life. Be a good person, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated is huge. Make sure the game's still fun. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a job at this age. I wake up every day and get to do what I love, and I hope everyone can do that. So I'd say those are the three biggest things: treat others the way you want to be treated, do good in school, you know, take care of those around you, and make sure what you still enjoy what you're doing for sure.
I love that. I love that. Well, Josh, it's been such a pleasure having you on today. Thank you so much for sharing all these insights. Where can people follow you and keep up with everything you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge on social media, but you can follow me on Instagram. I go on Instagram every once in a while. My username is Josh Rolling One. So if you want to give me a follow over there, you can. You're more than
Give them
welcome
a
to.
follow. Go give them a follow,
And
ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, that's really it. You can check up on Sac State's baseball stats during the spring this year, and maybe come check out a game or something. I think we might play in a city near you sometime. So
I love
hopefully
it. Well,
come
go
watch.
check it out. Thank you, Josh, for coming on. It's been awesome having you.
Yeah, thank you, Ollie. It's been good talking to you for sure.